Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Kaun Banega Topper. So what is Kaun Banega Topper? This show is for everyone who is preparing for MBA entrance exam in 2021. So let it be CAT or an NMAT or a SNAP or a CT or a CMAT. This show is for all those who are preparing for MBA entrance. What will happen in Kaun Banega Topper? So in the show we call the toppers of the exam. So someone who has topped CAT in 2017, 18 or 19 or CMAT in 2017, 18 or 19, we call them on our show and we ask them to choose a topic of the exam. Then we ask them 12 questions on that topic. If they are able to answer all the questions, they become the topper for the episode. And that's how the show goes on. So tune into this and keep learning. What is in it for you now? So when the contestant come onto the show, they answer the question, they share their experience, they share their tricks, they share their techniques on how did they top that exam. And that is the learning curve for you. So we will call all the possible contestants and make sure that you get great learning from this Kaun Banega Topper. So let's see our today's contestant. So who is coming onto the show and becoming the topper for today's episode. Let's meet today's contestant. Hello everyone. I'm very excited to be on this show today. So this is first of my such experience. Who am I? I'm Saurav Pandey. I had completed my MBA from Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies. I passed out in the year 2014. Currently I'm working with Marico as a marketing manager. Why did I come to this show? Well, I wanted to share my knowledge. So I had scored this 99.9 percentile in Maharashtra CET. I had given my 100% to this, and that is what made me learn a lot of tricks and techniques about this exam. So today I will try and answer the questions that will be asked related to MBA entrance exam in this show, and I'll try to help you guys as much as possible. And let's hope I become the topper for the show. Let's hope I get the answer to all this question. Okay, so let's tune into the show and start with the action. Hello Saurabh, welcome to the show. I'm sure you're excited to be here. Now before we start with the show, let me explain you the rules that will be followed in Kaun Banega Topper. So we will be asking you 12 questions from a topic of MBA entrance exam, which will help students prepare for CAT 2021. The topic from which we will be asking you 12 questions will be decided by you, the topic that you are comfortable with. So can you tell us which topic will you choose today to be the topper? Sir, when I wrote my MBA entrance, I was always good with quants. So coming from an engineering background always made me good with quants. So I will go for section as quant and the topic to be as time, speed and distance. This is one topic that I had always been good with. So I will go for time, speed and distance as the topic for today. Okay, great then. So we will ask you the 12 questions from time, speed and distance. As you know, the first 4 questions will be easy, the next 4 will be medium level and the last 4 questions will be very difficult. To help you with this, we give you 4 lifelines. Your lifelines are: first, hint a question. In this, you can ask us for an hint. We'll give you the hint and then you can think of the solution. Second lifeline is see the solution. So you just see the solution and you can skip the question then. Third is phone a friend. You can call your friend and ask them for the solution. And last is ask the experts. You can ask our expert for the solution. So in case you face any difficulties, you can use your lifelines. And last thing to say about this, if you answer all the 12 questions correctly by using your lifeline, then you become the topper for the episode. So all the best. And here comes your first question on time, speed and distance. A train is crossing a tree in 10 seconds. If the length of the train be 150 meter, then find the speed of the train. That's your question. And here comes your option. Option number A, 15 meter per second. Option number B, 20 meter per second. Option number C, 10 meter per second. And option number D, 30 meter per second. Now the camera will go directly onto your notepad. You can start solving the question, and at the same time you can explain what you are thinking so that the student will be helpful with your technique. So here your time starts now. Camera goes onto your notepad. All the best, Saurabh.
Yes sir, I had studied such kind of problem. This is like train crossing a stationary object having negligible length. This is such type of problem. So train is crossing a tree in this case, which is a stationary object, and it is having a negligible length. Negligible length means the length of the tree is nothing as compared to the length of the train. This is such type of problem. So I am being given time is equals to 10 seconds and the length of the train is 150 meter. So I start thinking, what is this time 10 seconds? In this time of 10 seconds, what is the distance traveled by the train? So when do I start my stopwatch? I start my stopwatch now when the train is just touching the tree. Not here, but here I start my stopwatch. Now my stopwatch is on. It is on right now when the train is touching the tree. Train is crossing, still it is on. Train is crossing, still it is on. Now I stop my stopwatch when the train has crossed its length. So in this time of 10 seconds, what is the distance traveled by the train is nothing but length of the train. That's what I am doing it here. That's what I can see it here. So time of 10 seconds. In this 10 seconds, I write distance to be as what? Length of the train, which is nothing but 150 meter. And finally, I get my answer, which is nothing but, I write here 10, I write here 150. So speed is equals to 150 upon 10. That is nothing but 15 meter per second. And if someone MBA aspirant want to know this, you use a basic formula here, time is equals to distance upon speed. But whenever a train is crossing a stationary object having negligible length, distance is always equal to length of the train. That's what I did it here. Length of the train, I wrote it as a distance, and I got my answer to this. So you can visualize as well as memorize what will be the distance in this case. So I would like to mark, sir, option number A, that is 15 meter per second. That will be the speed of the train.
Okay, so let's mark option number A. Let's see if this is the right answer. Correct. This is the right answer, Saurabh. You got your first question correct. Congratulations for that. Thank you, sir. This was quite easy. Just basic concepts that I applied and I got the answer. Okay, so here is your second question, Saurabh. This question is again on trains, but it will be at a little difficult level as compared to the first question. So let's see your second question here. A train of length 250 meter crosses a bridge of length 150 meter in 20 seconds. The question to you is, what is the speed of the train? And your options are option number A, 15 meter per second, option number B, 20 meter per second, option C, 25 meter per second, and option D, 30 meter per second. Now the camera will just go onto your notepad. I want you to think about it and let me know which option is the answer. Your time starts now, Saurabh.
Yes sir, so I know this is of the type train crossing a stationary object having some length. So in this case, the bridge has some length as compared to the length of the train. If we can see the question number 1 that you gave it to me, train was crossing a stationary object, but in this case the stationary object was having negligible length as compared to the length of the train. So if you can see, the length of the tree was say 1 meter while the length of the train was 150 meters. So we never really considered the length of the stationary object in this case because it was negligible. In this case, the bridge has good amount of length as compared to the length of the train. So I am being given length of the train as 250 meter, length of the bridge as 150 meter, and the time is 20 seconds. So I will see in this time of 20 seconds, what is the distance traveled by the train? So time is equals to distance upon speed. My time is equals to 20 seconds. In this 20 second, what will be the distance traveled? So when do I start my stopwatch and when do I stop my stopwatch? So I start my stopwatch now when the distance between the train and the bridge is 0. So stopwatch is started now. It is on. It is on. Stopwatch is still on, and now I stop my stopwatch. So can you see it here? What is the distance that is being traveled? That is nothing but length of the bridge, length of the stationary object plus length of the train. In 20 seconds, 250 plus 150 is the distance that is being traveled. So 400 meters is the distance traveled in the time of 20 seconds. So what is the speed? Speed is equals to 400 upon 20, 20 meter per second. And any MBA aspirant who want to know how do you crack this problem just by knowing some formula, time is equals to distance upon speed. We know that. Whenever a train is crossing a stationary object but it is having some length, like say a bridge or a tunnel or a platform, or train crossing another train which is standing stationary here, always the distance is equal to length of the train plus length of the object. We'll always do it in that way, and then you can get the speed. So I would like to mark the option of 20 meter per second. That's my final answer, sir.
Okay, so let's mark option number B, 20 meter per second, and let's check if this is the right answer. Congratulations again. You are correct, Mr. Saurabh. 20 meter per second is the right answer, and the logic that you said is precisely the logic how you solve this problem. Yes, sir. As soon as I saw this, I knew this is type 2. Because when I made my notes, I always made notes in this way. Train is crossing a stationary object having negligible length. That was type 1 for me. This was type 2. When train is crossing a stationary object having some length. So the distance is length of the train plus length of the object. I always knew this. So that helped me to reach to the answer of this. Great, Mr. Saurabh. That was an amazing explanation and you explained it really well. Here comes the next challenge for you. Question number 3. This will be at a slightly difficult level as compared to your question 2. So here comes the question on your screen. A fast moving express train crosses another passenger train in 20 seconds. The speed of the faster train is 72 km per hour. And the speed of the slower train is 27 km per hour. Also, the length of the faster train is 100 meter. Then find the length of the slower train if they are moving in the same direction. And here are your options: 100 meter, 150 meter, 250 meter and 300 meter. Okay, which of this is the correct answer? Camera goes on to your notepad. Time starts now.
Yes, sir. So this problem is quite different now. In this case, train is crossing another train, but both are moving. Train is not crossing a stationary object now. Train is crossing a moving object. So that is when the concept of relative speed of this train will come into the picture. So I can no longer write its speed. Okay, let's see how everything works. So I'm being given time of 20 seconds. I'll use my formula. Time is equals to distance upon speed. Then I'll see, just like I do it in the previous case, in this time of 20 seconds, what is the distance traveled by this express train, because this express train is chasing this local train, and that's what I'll have to think. So what is given to me here? First, I get the speed of the express train as 72 km per hour, the speed of the local train as 27 km per hour. Length of the faster train is given to me as 100 meter. I am being asked what is the length of the slower train. Let that be equal to x. I'll find the value of x and that will be my answer here. So first I'll start in the time of 20 seconds. What is the distance traveled by the train? So I start from this. This is the scenario where we start from. First, what we do here is we convert this kilometer per hour into meter per second. You are thinking, why am I doing this? For the prime reason, sir, you give me option in terms of meter. So I need to find the length in terms of meter. This time is in seconds. So I cannot have a speed in kilometer per hour. So I have to convert it to meter per second. So I'll write here 72 kilometer per hour. 1 kilometer as 1000 meter and 1 hour as 60 minutes. Each minute as 60 seconds. 60 into 60, 3600 seconds. So I converted this, I cut this 5 by 18. So just multiply 72 into 5 by 18. You get 20 meter per second. And how do you remember, all the MBA aspirant, how do you remember this? Anytime you want to convert kilometer per hour to meter per second, multiply it by 5 by 18. Okay, that's how simple it is. Similarly, I'll do it for 27 kilometer per hour. 27 into 5 by 18. That comes out to be a 7.5 meter per second. This says how much meter will the train go in 1 second. So not how much kilometer will it go in 1 hour. Why do I do this? As I said, time is in seconds and the distance is in meter. So I write there again speed as 20 meter per second and 7.5 meter per second. Now I start thinking, What is my formula? Time is equals to distance upon speed. Time is given to me as 20 seconds. So when do I start my stopwatch and when do I stop my stopwatch? In that time, what is the distance traveled by this train? Okay, because we are thinking everything in terms of express train. The express train has to cross the passenger train. That's the scenario here. So what is the distance traveled? I start my stopwatch now when the express train is touching the local train. Stopwatch is on. Stopwatch is on. Now I stop my stopwatch. So what is the distance that is traveled by the express train during this time? If you can check it, length of the passenger train, that is x plus its length, that is 100. So I know in this time of 20 seconds the distance is x plus 100. This is just like train crossing a bridge. Okay, consider this train to be a bridge. So this is like the previous question that you asked me, sir. So I can write distance as x plus 100. Okay, that's what I get it. Now comes the concept of speed. What speed will I write? Now if this train was stationary, this would have been like a bridge, right? This would have been a previous problem that you told to me. I would have just written the speed as 20 meter per second. But my problem is this is not stationary. So I cannot write the speed as 20 meter per second. Now comes the concept of relative speed. What is the speed of this train? 20 meter per second. But what is the relative speed of this train as compared to this train? Because if this train moves by 20 meter in 1 second, this train is also moving by 7.5 meter. This moves by 20 meter, this moves by 7.5. So as a resultant, eventually, relatively, what is this moving is what I will have to think. Let's imagine what is happening in 1 second, because the speed is what distance it travels in 1 second, right? 20 meter per second. So what is the distance traveled in 1 second? I'll think it here. What will happen in 1 second? Now imagine this train will move by 20 meter. But this train is not stationary. This train will also move by 7.5 meters. So eventually, resultant, relatively, this train moved by what distance? Only 12.5 meter in 1 second. So it did not move 20 meter. It moved 20 minus 7.5, 12.5. Because if this moved by 20, the local train also moved by 7.5. So resultant, it was able to cover only a distance of 12.5 meter in 1 second, and that becomes the relative speed of this train, and I'll write the denominator as 12.5 then. That's what I understand it here, and now I can reach to my answer. So now this is quite simple. I'll take this thing here. 20 is equals to x plus 100 upon 12.5. I cut everything. I write 12.5 as 1 by 8 into 100. I cut this. 2 1s are, then 2 10s are, 5s are, 50s are, and then I get the value of x as 150. Okay, that is the length of my passenger train. X is equals to 150. That's how I find it out. In case any of the MBA aspirant want to memorize this, remember, distance, whenever the train is crossing an object having some length, distance is always length of the train plus length of the object. We know that. But when the other object is also moving and the train is also moving, both are moving in the same direction. This is very important. So whenever two trains move in the same direction, you subtract the speed. Just remember this. Even if you don't remember all the concept, that's okay. Whenever two trains move in the same direction, you subtract the speed. You know why? Because the speed of this train is being cut by this train. So if this moves by 20, this also moves by 75. Relatively, resultant, it moved only by 12.5. And that's how you remember this thing. So I would like to mark the option of, sir, 150 meter. That's my answer to this question. Wow, that was an amazing explanation. Okay, so I want the option of 150 meter to be marked. Let us see if this is the right answer. Amazing. Just like the previous case, you are bang on with this answer as well. Great, Mr. Saurabh. I hope you keep going in this way. Yes, sir. Thank you. Let's hope I continue with the same. Okay, Mr. Saurabh. So here comes your next question. Two trains coming from the opposite side crosses each other in 10 seconds. If the length of the first train and the second train be 125 meter and 175 meter respectively, also the speed of first train be 36 km per hour
then find the speed of second train. And your options are 20 meter per second, 25 meter per second, 15 meter per second, and 30 meter per second. Now the camera goes onto your notepad. You can start with your explanation, Mr. Saurabh.
Yes, sir. So this is the scenario that I think you had given in the question. Two trains are crossing each other and they cross each other in 10 seconds. Both are moving in the opposite direction, as you can see here in the diagram. Length of the train is given to me. One train has a length of 125 meter, another train has a length of 175 meter, that I had written it here. Speed of first train is given to me as 36 km per hour, and convert this to meter per second for the prime reason that time is in seconds, length is in meter. So I will convert first this into meter per second. So I'll multiply 36 into 5 by 18. This turns out to be as 10 meter per second. So what all do I have? I have speed of one train and length of both the train, and I also have time. Now always, like we had done in the previous problem, we have to see in this time of 10 seconds what is the distance traveled. So time is distance upon speed. Time is given to me as 10 seconds. In this 10 seconds, what will be the distance that will be traveled? And again I will have a concept of relative speed. Why? Because both the trains are moving, not in the same direction like the previous problem, but in the opposite direction. So I again get the concept of relative speed here. So let's see, first I'll analyze the distance. So when do I start my stopwatch? I start my stopwatch now, when the distance between the two trains is 0. Now I have to see what is the distance that will be traveled in 10 seconds. So stopwatch is started. It's on. It's on. Now I stop the stopwatch. No. Now I stop the stopwatch. When the train has crossed each other's length. When they cross each other's length, then I stop the stopwatch. So let's see it here. Now I started the stopwatch. Train crossed each other's length, and that's what is the distance travel. So the distance in this case is length of first train plus length of second train, 175 plus 125, and I get my distance to be as addition of this, which is nothing but 300. Now I have to think of the speed. Now how will I start thinking about the speed? Now what is the distance that they have to cover each other's length? I will start thinking what distance is being covered by both of them in 1 second. To cover this distance in 1 second, how much are they traveling to cover this distance? So in 1 second this train will travel by 10 meter, and I had told that let the speed of this train be x meter per second. So this train will also travel by x meter. So this is what is the distance that is being covered in 1 second. This train traveled 10 meter and this train traveled x meter. So what do I know now for the speed? I'll write the speed in 1 second. What is the distance that is being covered? X plus 10. You're supposed to cover this much of distance. In 1 second, both of them cover this distance, and such that in 10 seconds they cover the entire distance. Now I can get the value of x here, and that will be the speed of this train. So what do you remember in this case now? Whenever train travel in the opposite direction, you always add the speeds. As we saw it earlier, when they travel in the same direction, you subtract. But when they travel in the opposite direction, you always add the speed. So that's what I am doing it here. And any MBA aspirant want to memorize this, you can memorize that we add the speed. And then I can get the value of x by multiplying here, as x is equals to 20 meter per second. That is nothing but the speed of this train. And that's quite logic as well. I could have solved this from your option as well, sir. You gave me option as 20 and the other option. So I'll say if the speed of this train is 20 and the speed of this train is 10, 20 plus 10 together they are covering 30 meter in 1 second. They are supposed to cover what? 300. This plus this, each other's length they are supposed to cover, then only they'll completely cross each other. So they are supposed to cover this. If they cover 30 meter in 1 second, to cover 300 meter 10 seconds would be required. Correct, I know that. They crossed each other in 10 seconds, so the answer has to be 20. Okay, quite a logic that is there to solve this problem. So any MBA aspirant, you remember this first. Whenever two trains are traveling, distance is length of two train, as we always do. But the speed you add when they are traveling in the opposite direction. When they travel in the same direction, you subtract. So this tells me, sir, the answer that is 20 meter per second. So you can mark the option of 20 meter per second for this.
So as always, you're confident about this answer as well, Saurabh. So let us mark option of 20 meter per second and check if that is the right answer. Well, you answered it again correctly, Mr. Saurabh. This is the right answer for this question. Congratulations. Yes, sir. Two trains traveling in the opposite direction, you always add the speeds. And why you do that was something that was very clear to me. I'd practiced this a lot during my preparation time. So it came out here and I'm happy about it. Great. Keep playing like this and keep explaining like this, Saurabh. You're doing really great. You haven't used any of your lifeline till now. That's an awesome job that is done here. Okay, here comes your next question. A fast moving train is trying to catch a slower train. The speed of the fast moving train is 150 km per hour. Given the distance between the two trains is 450 km, it takes 5 hours for the faster train to catch the slower train. The question to you is find out the speed of slower train. And here comes your option. 50 km per hour, 60 km per hour, 70 km per hour, or 80 km per hour. You can start thinking about this. Now the camera will go onto your notepad. You can start with your explanation, Saurabh, now. Yes, sir. So as you can see it here, we are talking about catching the train. So a fast moving train, this train wants to catch the slower train. And the meaning here is completely different. When this train, the engine of this train touches the last bogie of the first train, then I say this train catch this train. So we are never talking about crossing here. That is why we don't need the length of the train. That is something that is understood here. That's how I start with my thinking about this. So the speed of the fast moving train is given to me as 150 km per hour. Distance between the two trains is given to me as 450. This train has to just catch this train, not cross. And 5 hours is what it takes. So in 5 hours, this train catches this train. So time is equals to distance upon speed. Time taken is 5 hours. In this time of 5 hours, it's all about this train now, right? Because this train has to catch this train. In this time of 5 hours, what is the distance that is being traveled by this train is what I'll have to think it. And then comes the concept of speed. Again, I will have a relative speed because both the trains are moving. Okay, so let's start thinking. In this time of 5 hours, what will be the distance that will be covered? That's quite simple, 450. It will just cover this distance of 450 and it can catch this train. So here comes 5, here comes 450. Now I just have to think what distance will be covered in 1 hour. That will be the speed of this train. The speed of this train is 150 km per hour, but that is a normal speed. I need a relative speed. What is the speed of this train in comparison to this train? Okay, that's what I'll think it is. So what will happen in 1 hour? Imagine this train will move by what? This train will move by 150 km because its speed is 150 km per hour. So it will move by 150. If this train was stationary, then I would have just written it here as 150 and I would have got the answer. But it is not the case. It is not stationary. What will be required here? And you can also think in this way. If this was stationary, this train would have just taken 3 hours to chase down the slower train, right? Because if the speed is 150 km per hour, in 3 hours it will move 450 and it will catch this train. But it does not take 3 hours. It takes 5 hours. What is the reason for that? Because this train is also moving. And what is the speed? Something that we are supposed to find out. X km per hour. Okay, that's what we'll write it here. This is kilometer per hour. So in 1 hour, this moved by 150. This will also move by what? X. This is also moving by X kilometer. It will move in 1 hour. 150 kilometer. It will move in 1 hour. So what is the resultant that is being traveled by the chasing train? What is the resultant distance traveled? 150 minus X. Because if this traveled by 150, this also traveled by X. So resultant is traveled is 150 minus X, and that's what I'll write it here. Because that is the distance that is being traveled by the chasing train in 1 hour. That's what I'll write it here. And also you can remember it in this way. If you cannot visualize, just remember, whenever two trains travel in the same direction, you always subtract the speed. That's what I write it here. 150 minus X, I subtracted the speed. Distance we know 450 and time we know is 5. This tells us everything now. This can give us the final answer which is being required for this. So I write it everything what I know about it and I finally solve to reach to my answer. So this is 5,
This is 450, this is 150 minus x. If I solve this, I get x is equals to 60 kilometer per hour, and that is my answer, sir. So any MBA aspirant, if you want to learn from this, first thing you need to learn, train is catching another train. So what is the distance that you will write here? The distance between the two train. Okay, that is this. They are not crossing. What we saw in the previous question. Crossing means you are crossing the other train. You are overtaking the other train. For that you will need the length of the train. Here I don't need the length of the train. I just need the distance between the two train. Okay, that's what is about catching here. So I write that, and whenever train travel in the same direction, you subtract. So distance between the two train, when they travel in the same direction, you subtract the speed. If you can memorize this kind of problem will be very easy for you. So sir, I want you to mark the option of 60 km per hour for this question.
Okay, so let's mark the option of 60 km per hour for this question. Let's lock this option. Well, I knew it with your explanation that you are very confident about it. That's the right answer. 60 km per hour is the speed of the train.
Yes, sir. As you can see, these are all generic types of problems that are being asked on train, and I'm very comfortable with all of them. So that's why not surprised to get the answer of this. I hope I continue like this.
Well, even we hope you keep playing like this and students keep learning from you. So here comes your sixth question, Mr. Saurabh. All the best for this. Two trains with the speed of 60 meter per second and 40 meter per second are moving in the opposite direction. The distance between the two trains is 1000 meter. My question to you is, when will this two train meet? Okay, and your options here are 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds and 30 seconds, and your time starts now. The camera goes on to your notepad.
Yes, so this is just like the previous problem when train are catching each other, not crossing, they are catching each other, but now the train are moving in the opposite direction. So I'll again use the formula time is equals to distance upon speed. Speed of one train is 60 meter per second, speed of another train is 40 meter per second. I write it here, and the distance between them is 1000. This is quite easy as a problem to be solved. When will this two train meet? So time is equals to distance upon speed. Time is something that I'm supposed to find it out. Let that be equal to x. What is the distance that this two train will cover? This distance, the distance between them, like we saw it in the previous problem. They will cover this distance of 1000 meter and they will meet. Again, they are not crossing, they are just meeting. The engine of two trains are aligned in this way. So distance is 1000 meter. Now I have to just think of the speed. Two trains are traveling in the opposite direction, you always add the speed. Or else you can also think in this way. What part of distance will be covered in 1 hour? You're supposed to cover 1000, but what part will be covered in 1 hour? Or say not here 1 hour, you will write here 1 second, okay, because here it is in second. So this train will travel by 60, this train will travel by 40. In 1 second, together they are covering a distance of what? 100 meter. Okay, and they are supposed to cover 1000. So what time will be required? So they cover 100 meter in 1 second, supposed to cover 1000. 1000 by 100, I think the answer is quite clear here. In 10 seconds, this two train will meet. And in case you just want to visualize it correct, like how will it happen? So the speed is 60 meter per second. In 10 seconds, it will travel here 600. And in 10 seconds, this will travel 40 into 10, 400, such that the total distance of 1000 is covered by both of them. Okay, so quite a simple logic. Whenever train are catching each other, you write the distance, that is the distance between the two trains, and whenever they are traveling in the opposite direction, you always add the speed. Even if you remember that, you will get the answer for this. So I would like to mark the option of 10 second in this case. And that is the right answer, Mr. Saurabh. Congratulations. So you're halfway through and you haven't used any of your lifeline. Great going, Saurabh. Keep answering like this, keep explaining like this. Make our MBA aspirants learn and understand as much as from this episode of time, speed and distance. Yes, sir, it is always great feeling to share your knowledge, to share your experience with the new upcoming MBA candidates and make them prepare better for their exam. I think I'm privileged to be here.
So the gong has played. That's it from this episode of Time, Speed and Distance. We had covered 6 questions today. 6 more questions will ask you, Saurabh, which will be done in the next episode. This will be 6 next level question. All your lifeline are alive. So we give you all the best that you use your lifeline and you can answer those 6 questions and become the topper for the episode of Time, Speed and Distance. And to all the MBA aspirants out there, tune into Kaun Banega Topper and keep learning. We hope that you had a great experience today. We welcome you to the next episode as well, where we'll see 6 more questions, difficult level question on time, speed and distance, which you can think about it. Till then, have a great day and happy Diwali.